Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
For today's second date update, we got an awesome email in. I don't really know the full story, but from reading it, it seems like this dude Ronald took a girl named Carrie to a PTA meeting and they got hammered.
What?
That's what I'm talking about.
Tell me more.
I had no idea they did that at PTA meetings, and I don't have a kid, but I think I need to start going to more PTA meetings. Yeah. Sounds fun. Ronald, what's up?
Oh my God, he does sound like a drunk dad. You're right.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the full story from your email. All I got was PTA meeting and drinks, and I was like, dude, I'm in. When's the next one?
Well, no, I mean, maybe we should actually start bringing alcohol to some PTA meetings. They do get kind of boring. But that's not quite exactly what happened.
Are you going to tell us that you went to the PTA meeting and then you went to drinks after?
Yes, that's the normal course of events.
Boring, Ronald.
Yeah, geez, that's lame. At least go to drinks before the PTA meeting.
That's not a bad idea, yeah.
So what happened? What is the story with your email?
Okay, so I met this woman. Her name's Carrie. That part is right. We both have children. We're both single parents.
Okay.
Our kids both go to the same school, and I met her at a PTA function. We were put in charge of a portion of an event, a fundraising event for the school. Mm-hmm. So we got paired up. We're handling our portion of the event, and so, of course, we're working together for a few hours and, really get to know each other. So after the event was over, I decided to ask her out for, a celebratory drink. Kind of like that, kind of a date, but not really a date.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. If she didn't like you, you could pull out and be like, oh, I just met his friends. Whoa.
Exactly. I didn't want to put too much pressure on her,
Okay.
But we did. She said yes. So we went out to a nearby bar where they supplied alcohol. I didn't have to bring it myself.
Thank you.
Did it turn into a date, or was it more of just an actual celebratory drink?
From my perspective, I thought it turned into a date.
Okay.
It was away from all the other parents, away from the kids, just being on our own, two adult people in an adult establishment. I mean, a bar. That could have gone the wrong way. A bar.
An adult establishment?
Yeah. Hey, let's leave this PTA meeting and go to an adult club. What do you think? We're adults. Let's do what adults do.
Whoa, Ronald.
But no, so we go to the bar. We had, more in-depth conversation, and she's really witty. She's very career-oriented. She loves her job. She works really hard. She was a really good mom. She's a good person, and it was a lot of fun to be around.
My gosh, Ronald, you should write her resume.
Yeah, I really think she's great.
Yeah.
Except for her communication skills, because she's not calling you back now.
Well, yes. I mean, we have spoken since the date at other meetings and around the school, and I've asked her out, but I did that only through text. She hasn't said no, and she's not giving me any vibes that she's, is definitely not interested, but I feel like she's hesitant to actually say yes.
Wait, what did she respond to you when you texted her asking her out on a real date? What was her text response?
She didn't really forthrightly answer my text question. She said that she would look forward to seeing me at the next PTA function, but she never directly answered my question.
That's not
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like she's saying no without
it
those
professional.
words.
I mean, I can understand that, why she's trying to be nice to me, maybe a nice brush off, but we had such a good time, and it seemed like we did kind of connect a little bit. And I know it's hard for, divorced parents to, find a connection, like an adult connection with another person.
Yeah.
And I don't want this one to slip away. I really feel like Carrie and I have at least a shot at something that we both, haven't had in a while.
And
Have you tried showering her kid with gifts?
What? No.
Just out of the blue, get the kid to like you, and then she's forced to deal with you probably,
I mean, I have a hard enough time showering my kid with gifts. I don't know if I can afford a second shot already.
Well, you only have to buy gifts long enough until she sleeps with you, and then you're fine.
Gosh.
A month or two maybe.
Boom!
That is horrible.
Yeah. I don't think Ronald rolls that way, man.
Okay.
Now, Ronald, I forgot to ask, did she give you any indication other than just your guys' great conversation that she was romantically interested in you while you guys were out to drinks?
Actually, while we were at the bar drinking, the bartender at one point came up to us and said, excuse me, sir, but would you and your wife like to order?
Ooh.
And she said, no, we're not married. But then I quickly kind of said, like, oh, but this is our dating anniversary. And she laughed. Well, then we got we got some free drinks and stuff. And we got something special for the rest of the night.
Nice.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, which technically is true. It was an anniversary of the first night. So
It was the first night, but okay.
yeah, there you go. So we had a really good connection. We had a great conversation, and I feel like there is something more there.
Okay, well, we'll play a song and then come back and get your second date update, all right?
Great, thanks, man.
Yeah, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, and Ronald is on the phone, and he wants to call Carrie. And Ronald, before I give a recap of the date and everything else, I've been getting messages lately on social media from people who go, hey, Jubal, you never say that you like anybody. You always sound like such a jerk. So, Ronald,
Yeah?
out of obligation, I want to tell you, I like you.
That sounded so sincere.
And,
Backhanded.
and I hope this is a really successful second date for you there.
That was hard, wasn't it, buddy?
It was a little difficult, but I'm glad I did it. And Ronald, you're probably pretty pumped too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you can tell how pumped he is.
Yep.
All right.
Just to recap, Ronald met Carrie at a PTA meeting. They actually worked on a project together, and then after, he invited her out for a celebratory drink. They had fun, but now she's not committing to another date with him, and he wants to know why.
Ronald, now it does sound like maybe Carrie isn't romantically interested in you yet. Do you think you can convince her on a second date that you are, I don't know, sexy?
I hope so. I mean, I think we're attracted to each other. I mean, it's just a matter of, I guess, being comfortable with the idea of dating another parent at the school your kid goes to.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that. It'd be risky, man.
Plus, how do you go to a PTA meeting with your significant other and not make out the whole time? Right?
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So look at all the angles. All right. Well, I'm going to dial her number right now and see if we can get her on the phone and find out what's going on, okay?
All right.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Carrie, please?
this is she.
Carrie, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show in the morning.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it?
I don't know how you got my number, but
Yeah.
no, sorry. I'm just a little like, I have heard of it. I don't listen to the radio all that much, so.
Okay, well, congratulations. You're about to be on it because we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. And Ronald, he's a dude that you met in your PTA meetings, said that he really enjoyed going out to drinks with you the other night, but it seems like you don't want to see him again.
No, I mean, I had a nice time with him when we went out, but, I don't know, I don't know.
He sounds like a really nice guy. And he emailed us, because he feels like maybe he did something wrong or you don't feel the same about him, but he really liked you. So is there a reason you don't want to see him?
I don't know. I just don't know that it's a good idea to like date another parent from my kid's school.
So I could see how that's valid, that you don't want to complicate things at your child's school. But also, as a woman, if you really like someone, you wouldn't care that much, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know.
A little bit of a nervous laugh there, though.
Yeah.
I think it makes me feel like there's something else.
Okay. So honestly, the real reason is, I mean, he was a nice guy, but another parent had warned me sort of about him.
What?
And yeah.
Warned you?
Warned you about what?
Well, she kind of warned me, or this person warned me about him, and then I found out that the other parents at the PTA were talking about us. Like he was
What?
telling them.
Huh?
He was telling them what do you mean?
It just, the stuff that she was telling me, it didn't make sense to me at the time, but now it sort of does. Like,
Okay, but we weren't in on that conversation, so we have no idea what the stuff is. Can you tell us what the stuff is?
I really just don't want to embarrass him.
Okay, well, that's valid, but Ronald, by the way, is a good friend of mine, and he doesn't mind being embarrassed. He also is the one that asked for us to do this, and we tell everybody, if you're going to do a second date update, you might hear something that you don't want to hear, so he's prepared.
Yeah, and I'm sure he wants to know what other parents are saying about him at the PTA meeting. I know I would want to know.
Okay. Well, when we got drinks, he was really interested in my work, and I, at the time, was great, but yeah, he was just really interested. He was overly interested in my work and asking me a lot of questions about my job. And
he said that you were like an awesome career woman, and that was something that was really attractive to him.
Right, but there's more to that. Like, the person told me that he's mainly interested in the benefits of my work.
What do you do?
I work. Okay, I'm not trying to brag. I work for a really well-known company.
Okay.
And I do really well for myself. I'm very fortunate. And it was basically told to me that he's using me for my benefits. Like, I get 100% medical and dental.
Oh.
I get free vision.
Like those kind of benefits.
Like actual benefits.
Yeah, not sexual, not anything like that. Yeah.
Like, he wants better health coverage for his family, and he's willing to date someone to get it.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah, that's exactly how it was put to me. And
A health digger. Wow.
right. And so now, like, all of those questions on the date made sense, because I was like, I've never been out with somebody that's this excited about what I do. Like, as soon as I said the company, it was like all over it.
Oh, really?
So they give you dental and vision there? Is it like a 80, 20? Like, what's the percentages? That's crazy.
Right. I know. They treat us really, really well. So, yeah, I don't know if that must be a huge issue for him, but I really don't want to be somebody's benefit wagon. You know what I mean?
Okay, but what if, though, he just really, really liked you, and then that was just kind of a bonus to him?
I don't know. I'd prefer if he thought I was really charming, really beautiful. Like, this shouldn't even be it should be sort of like a bonus. It shouldn't be a priority.
Yeah, I think that he does feel that way, but, we should just ask him. Hey, Ronald, do you think that she's also beautiful and has a great personality?
Ronald?
Yeah, Ronald's on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you.
Hi, it's Ronald. Hello.
Oh my God, guys.
No, I mean, I apologize if that's how everything came off and that's what you were hearing about me. I mean, I do like the benefits. I don't see what the huge issue is about it because, as Brooke said, like that, your benefits package is a part of who you are as a person and like where you are in life.
Oh my God.
You're digging your hole deeper, Ronald. That's not what you're supposed to be saying to recover right now, man.
Oh.
So you're admitting that it is for the benefit?
No. I'm saying that it's like you said, it's a bonus. I mean, I really enjoyed spending time with you, but we have kids, we have responsibilities and stuff, and the fact that you are very well taken care of at your job is a wonderful bonus to who you are as a person.
No.
God.
All right, but
Besides all of the other awesome stuff about you.
God.
I don't know how I feel about a guy telling me, like, basically, like, I'm going to be taken care of for the rest of my, like, I don't know. I want to be taken care of.
Well, the good news is, with your benefits from your company, we'll both be taken care of.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
No
That is
way.
true. So, Carrie, I think you should think about it. Would you like to go out with Ronald again on a second date? We will pay for it. Again, something else you guys are getting for free, and then you can see if Ronald is really only interested in your benefits.
All these benefits.
Carrie, wait, before you answer, I know everyone gets obsessed with love, and people really want to focus on that, and that's great, and that's part of it. But the thing is, eventually, love's not going to pay the bills. Like looks will fade and stuff like that, but benefits are forever.
I can't believe
Okay.
it.
Okay, Ronald.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, and I think you're a nice guy, and I'm sure we'll continue to have fun at the PTA meetings. But I feel like that's where maybe it needs to end.
Oh, I feel like she's
He didn't
right.
he didn't get you with your dental coverage is sexy.
Yeah.
He didn't, and I'm sure there's some girl out there that will love that. But for me, yeah.
It's a little too practical, maybe.
Oh.
Right. I would prefer my lips or something but he
Yeah.
has dental.
Carrie, all the other stuff, we can do that. That's something we can grow and learn and it can happen naturally. I'm not saying I wouldn't be a part of that. I do think you're beautiful, and we can stay beautiful together with all of the health benefits you have.
All right, Ronald, I don't think it's going to work for you, man. I don't think Carrie wants to go out with you again, but
I was just trying to be practical and honest. I mean, that's all I'm trying to do.
I appreciate your honesty. I don't think Carrie wants to date you, though.
No, and I, at the end of the day, do appreciate it as well, but it's a definite no for me.
Okay, there it is.
So, Ronald, I wish you all the best. Good luck with everything. I'm sure you'll find your benefit sugar mama.
Oh. All right, thanks, Carrie. Well, Ronald, looks like you didn't get a second date, and also more bad news for you. Second date updates aren't covered under your insurance plan, so you're going to have to pay out of pocket for this. I'll send you a bill, okay?
Second day copay.
Wow, way to kick a man while he's down.
Don't get too hurt when you're down there, because, again, the insurance thing.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, my company offers terrible health benefits. I guess what I need to do is just start looking for somebody to date who has good ones.
Oh, well,
Like the guy in
that's a
today's
solution.
second date update. If you missed it, Ronald wanted to call Carrie. They met at a PTA meeting. She wasn't calling him back. He was confused. We got her on the phone, and it turns out that Ronald was actually more interested in her health benefits that she gets at her job than her.
No, he said that it was an added bonus.
That's
Give him
true.
that, right?
But he wouldn't stop talking about her health benefits, so it makes me
No.
think he's just trying to find somebody
Yeah.
to take care of him. Not really necessarily a gold digger. I don't know.
Healthcare digger?
Yeah.
Do you go with that?
Something like that. I don't know. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.
It is the radio segment that just got back from an erotic Swedish vacation.
Oh.
Laser stories. Rested and ready to go.
Yes.
Like it.
Whoa.
The segment where we read weird news stories from around the globe, just like every other radio show does, except we have a laser, and those other idiots don't. This first laser story is out of Costa Mesa, California. A 38-year-old guy named Israel Rangel wandered into a Ferrari dealership recently and saw a Ferrari 458 Spider in their garage for service with the keys on the seat.
I
Uh-oh.
think we know where this is going.
Yeah. So what did he do? Stole it, of course.
Oh, come on, man.
And surprisingly, he actually got away with it. Authorities couldn't figure out who took the car or where it even was. Then, about 2 weeks later, Israel pulled into a Shell gas station and started asking people if he could get a little money for gas.
No.
In a Ferrari.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually you got that covered if you're driving a Ferrari.
I gotta get the Supremes.
Yeah.
That was a very suspicious situation, considering the Ferrari 458 Spider starts at about $300,000.
Oh.
So somebody called the cops, and they found Israel hiding in some bushes behind a Holiday Inn nearby and arrested him. He was charged with felony vehicle theft and several other charges as well.
It's amazing this guy was out for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
You
best
know,
best 2 weeks of his life, I bet. Probably only on that one tank of gas. Like, he probably didn't drive it too much. The Ferrari belonged to a woman named Susan Friedman, and Israel had trashed it so badly that her insurance company declared it a total loss.
Oh, no. Israel, take care of your car, man.
But don't cry for her too badly. She used the settlement to buy herself a new 2018 Lamborghini Huracan, so
Gosh.
she's going to be all right.
There is still good in the world.
This next laser story is out of Topeka, Kansas. Workers at a local Goodwill were sifting through a few boxes of donations recently when one 25-year-old worker named Shalmar Davis found an item that he was not familiar with. So Shalmar brought the item to his boss's office, and that's when it was clearly identified as a live grenade.
Whoa.
Oh, my gosh.
Not
It's
good.
right.
You can get those at Goodwill too?
And how do you not know what that is when you see one? Like, I mean, I've never held one myself, but
Like, what is these ridges for?
so
Yeah, I
many
would think it was a
pictures of
prop,
them.
and I'd be throwing it at my coworkers. 15 minutes later, police officers evacuated neighboring businesses and a bomb squad was sent to safely retrieve the grenade. Authorities later determined that a mysterious woman left the hand grenade inside a box of donations that was dropped off, and they are hoping to speak with her.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? She didn't need it anymore. So,
Someone else.
I don't need this grenade. This is just clutter
Yeah.
in the house. Get this out of here. As for Shalmar, he says he knows what a real hand grenade is now. So good for him.
Oh, yeah.
This next laser story out of Jensen Beach, Florida. A 44-year-old woman named Jillian Stewart went to a bar earlier this month for their trivia night. During the game, she pounded a bunch of red wine and did a shot of Fireball with the trivia host. Then, for some unknown reason, Jillian got into an argument with a guy at the bar over a question about the TV show The Simpsons.
Uh-oh.
At first, it was a simple disagreement. Then, she tried to choke him.
Yeah. I think we saw
Yep.
that coming. She was having a big night.
And that's when the guy freaked out. Jillian headed outside and started running laps around the parking lot.
It's a PARTY because I said so.
Apparently,
Probably
I
victory laps.
Well, I'm drinking red wine wrong because my night never ends like this.
As you would imagine, she wound up getting arrested for disorderly intoxication. But what a ride to get there.
Yeah, man.
This next laser story, out of the friendly skies. Apparently, American Airlines had a glitch in their scheduling software where every pilot who asked for a vacation around the holidays got approved.
You want to work for that company, huh?
And the bosses just realized that means they've got more than 1,500 flights scheduled that don't have anybody to fly them.
Oh my God.
Great.
In the busiest season.
Yeah. Bringing in what? The B team?
No.
Trying to train a couple flight attendants before Christmas? What are we doing here?
You'd think they could just offer the pilots more money and get them to cancel their vacations, but it's not that simple. American is required to work with the pilots union to figure out how much money to offer, but so far American has had trouble finding replacements for all of these flights.
Oh no.
Odds are that they'll hopefully reach some kind of deal, but then again, the airlines have proven that they'd rather beat up passengers than shell out a few $100, so who knows?
Oh my God, if you have an American Airlines flight scheduled, you better be checking it often.
Yeah, you're panicking right now.
Yeah.
This next laser story, out of the world of yum. Ever since the cronut was invented, people have been trying to make the next big baked good. And finally, somebody might have done it. Cinnabon announced that they found a way to make chocolate chip cookies that are stuffed with cinnamon rolls.
Double rainbow. Oh my God.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah.
What kind of magic are you talking about?
My mouth just started watering.
And how does that even work?
I have no idea.
Where does the icing go? On the inside or still on the outside?
I'm not sure
Yeah.
how they were able to make chocolate chip cookies stuffed with cinnamon rolls, but they did. One person who said that they've tried it during the testing phase said they almost fought one of the testers because they only allowed her to eat one.
Oh no. If
Said it was
anybody
that good.
knows how to get one of these things, text us right now.
If we could get a chocolate chip cookie with cinnamon roll stuffed into it,
Dude,
I will
seriously, though.
do anything for her. Anything for her.
Anyway, they
was-
go on sale Monday, and they'll be
Oh.
available for a limited time, so get to a Cinnabon quickly.
Stock up. Freezing those things for later in my freezer.
This next laser story is out of Survey World. A new survey found 77% of us think that we'll go over budget on our holiday spending this year. And it makes sense when you find out what our number one strategy for staying on budget is. The number one answer was by cashing in spare change.
Hey!
Yeah, don't worry, I'll be on budget.
Yeah.
I got a coin star down the block. I'll be all right. 39% of people said that they'll cash in their change found all over their house to help pay for the holidays.
Okay, so you just check the couch cushions, and that should cover your new gaming system.
Yep.
Your little car bank.
35% will cut back on entertainment expenses like movies and concerts.
Oh, yeah.
And 33% will eat out at restaurants a little less.
Okay. and
Most
then
people plan to do more than one thing to save money.
And 80% will raid their kids' piggy banks to make it happen.
Yep. And 100% will just go into credit card debt because none of that's going to work for anybody. So we'll just deal with it later, basically. I know somebody who's always on budget. That's because he shops at Payless Shoes. Doesn't spend a lot on that shoe wear. That's the sound of a turtle humping a shoe, which means that Laser Stories has come to an end for the day. We'll do it again, same time on Monday. 60 seconds away from your shock collar question of the day. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning, which, by the way, is on Facebook Live right now, so you can check it out on the internets live for your entertainment pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, before we get into the shock collar, though, sad news in the entertainment world. It was just announced that after 35 years, Vanna White will be calling it quits.
No way!
Yep.
That means they have to cancel the whole show then.
By the way, I just saw a photo of her house, and I didn't know she was that rich.
Dude, Vanna White,
like she
so
is
rich.
she is like rich beyond rich.
Yeah, she's one of those people that's like low-key
beyond.
rich because she's not really in the spotlight all the time. She's kind of up there flipping around letters,
Right. So you
tiles and
think
things.
like, oh, she probably does well for herself, right?
I looked up her net worth today, $30 million.
Yeah.
No
That's what
way.
Vanna White is worth.
I figured she made at least like $500,000
And
a year.
her house is like this sprawling estate,
It's-
which I'm sure she presents to you every time you
Yeah.
come in.
If you don't know who Vanna White is, she's the woman on the TV show Wheel of Fortune who stands next to the answer board and reveals all the correct letters. And that has made her $30 million.
Oh my God, I want to apply right now.
Yeah, they don't
Throw
want
me
you.
address.
You have to be able to spell.
What are
Oh,
some
yeah,
of
I
her
can't do
biggest accomplishments over her career? Let's see. She's worn 6,500 different gowns
Oh
on
my
Wheel of Fortune.
gosh. I bet she's just going to wear sweatpants in retirement only.
She holds the Guinness World Record for most frequent clapper. More than 3.9 million confirmed claps on the show. She just stands there and claps.
Awesome.
And Merriam-Webster Dictionary is actually considering turning her name into a verb
Oh.
to Vanna White, meaning to present or reveal.
Oh, I kind of like it.
What an honor.
I'm about to go in this meeting and Vanna White these idiots. She said in a statement after 35 years that she felt like it was finally time to move on and start a new journey. Wow. You think?
Yeah, well-
35 years.
Yeah, that's a long time of
I'm sorry.
doing that.
I would have kept it up. I mean, I'll be 80 if she's making that kind
You're
of money.
taking a walker out there?
Yes.
That would be amazing, actually.
scooter?
Yeah, she comes out in a hover round. She can't even get up there to turn things over, but she pays for an assistant because she's super rich.
She taps her cane and they flip over.
So anyway, question is, who's going to replace Vanna White on the show? Text it in 78592. My vote, Anderson Cooper. I think he would be amazing at it. All right, let's get into the shot caller question of the day. Young Jeffrey has come in studio with a hat full of names. We'll draw a name out of the hat to see who will put on the shock collar today. They're asked a trivia question. If they get it right, they don't get shocked. Jeff does because he asked a terrible question. If they get it wrong, then they get shocked to the song that you want us to sing. Text in at 78592. What song do you want to hear from the person who gets shocked today? I'm drawing a name out of the hat because I had the shock collar last. And I got... It says Jubal, quote, Range Rover flag. At least you know my middle name.
Wow.
All right. I've got the shot collar. While I'm putting that on, Jeffrey, please read me the shot collar question of the day.
The National Retail Federation estimates that Americans shell out over $220 billion a year on holidays throughout the whole time. And recently they came out with a list of the holidays Americans spend the most money on. I'll tell you, Halloween is number 5 on the list. Name 4 through 1 in the correct order.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Well, one's obviously Christmas.
Yeah.
Because everyone buys everyone gifts and
It's the biggest shopping holiday of the
and
year.
I think the most greeting cards are sold for
Valentine's Day's got to be on there, too.
Do you think it's well, yeah, but is it second, third, or fourth?
I know. I'm just trying to get the
Because
4.
Mother's Day, I feel like would be another big one.
I think Valentine's Day should be 4th or 3rd because not everyone has a Valentine. Not everyone celebrates Valentine's
I feel like they always
Day.
come out with those lists, though, and you're always shocked because it's not Christmas is never number 1, And it's always something like Valentine's Day that's number one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big commercial holiday.
Groundhog's Day, because it's a big one.
Arbor Day. You're a big lover of Arbor Day.
Love it. Best holiday.
I would go, if I were you, I would go Christmas 1, Valentine's Day 2.
I liked your Mother's Day thing.
3, Mother's Day.
Because all the cards. You gotta think of cards.
Read the question one time, Jeffrey.
National Retail Federation just came out with a list of holidays that Americans spend the most money on every year. Halloween is number 5. Name 4 through 1 in the correct order.
Okay.
Now, Thanksgiving has got to count, too, because even though you're not buying presents, you're buying all that food for everybody.
Yeah, lots of food.
I feel like that's not,
You don't think that's up there?
Mm-mm.
You think
What?
Father's Day over...
Definitely not.
You know
Fathers get like nothing.
You know what holiday everyone spends a lot of money on, like food and everything, is 4th of July. I mean, you're buying barbecue, you're buying fireworks.
4th of July? Nah,
I think
you
it's a lot of money spent.
Yeah, but not enough.
You don't think so?
No, because
Okay.
it's like not everyone's buying fireworks in your group. Like one person drops $100.
That's true, yeah.
All right, so I need 1 through 4, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Number 1, I'm going to go Valentine's Day.
Really?
What? Over Christmas?
Over Christmas?
Mhm, yeah.
What are you doing?
No, Jubal.
That is a horrible decision.
Number 2, I'm going to go Christmas.
Okay.
Number 3, Mother's Day.
Just
Good.
shock him
I
now.
like that.
And number 4, trying to think of another holiday.
4th of July, Thanksgiving.
New Year's.
New Year's is a holiday. That counts.
Yeah.
People spend money to go out and
Yeah,
on
something to go
alcohol.
with that.
You're the
Easter.
Oh, Easter's a good one.
Lots of
Easter,
candy.
number 4. There you go, Jeff.
Tons of candy.
According to the National Retail Federation, the holiday that Americans spend the 5th most amount of money on is Halloween at $8 billion a year. Number 4 is Easter
Nice.
at
Whoa.
$16 billion.
There we go.
Number
Yes.
3, $19 billion is Valentine's
Damn it.
Day.
Yeah.
Number 2 with $30 billion, Mother's and Father's Day. And number 1 by far with
Yeah.
consumer spending
I mean, come on.
$630 billion annually is pretty obvious. Flag Day.
Of course.
Yeah.
Christmas and the other winter
Yeah.
holidays.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you said
Come
you
on.
I just felt like
switched them.
Christmas was too obvious.
Oh, man. you almost had it still.
You really that was a bad answer.
I got the lyrics to Frosty the Snowman because I got it wrong, so I'll sing that before I get shocked.
Ooh.
Okay, here we go. Frosty the Snowman was a happy, jolly soul with a corncob pipe and a crack problem and 2 eyes made out. Ow!
I had to stop that.
Yeah.
You were going rogue on us.
They're the real lyrics for crack problem. I thought it was button nose.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a different kind of
All
snowman.
right. Your phone tap's coming up in just a few minutes. It's Brooke and Jewel in the morning.
Moving 92.5 is
Well, Brooke just won't stop winning.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry.
Going for number 48 in a row today. And you're going to be playing Sarah in Mount Lake Terrace. What's up, Sarah?
Hey, how
Hey.
you doing?
Hey, Sarah, you good at trivia?
You know, I am really good at trivia.
Okay.
I am like a plethora of like useless knowledge.
Okay.
You and me both, Sarah.
This might be it.
Yeah,
Smart really at nothing other than knowing random crap.
random stuff that
Yeah.
nobody needs to know.
Okay,
right?
bring
yes.
it, Sarah.
All right.
Okay.
Brooke is going to leave the studio. Sarah, the game is played like this. You got 30 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. If you don't know one, just say pass, and you have to beat Brooke outright to win.
Okay.
Are we clear on that?
Yes.
Okay. Also, the prize money is up to $200 now because Brooke's streak is so big.
Okay, great.
So if you win, $200 instead of $100.
Yeah, that sounds double the fun.
It does. I feel like we should get started, but I'm really enjoying just making statements at you.
Well, I'm enjoying them coming at me. So
You guys are really
Perfect.
good at
win-win.
this.
You and I have a lot of chemistry,
We do.
Sarah. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. The Washington Huskies football team finished the regular season with a 10-2 record. What's the name of their head coach?
Paul Banyan.
What does the A in AT&T stand for?
At
Name the longest river in the United States.
Mississippi.
What is Disney's biggest source of revenue? Theme parks, movies, or TV networks?
TV network.
At 35 hours a week, which European city has the shortest work week in the world?
Dubai.
What do you call the type of government in which a country is ruled by a king or a queen? 3,
A hierarchy.
2. Okay, got that in. We'll bring Brooke back into the studio. Good job, Sarah. For real. Like, Brooke's had this streak going for a while now, and everybody that's played her has barely made it through like 3 questions.
Yeah.
But you answered, even if it was, who knows if it was wrong or right. I don't.
They're wrong. They're wrong.
Well, okay, we don't know that for sure yet, but at least you answered and got through a bunch of questions. That increases your chance of winning, or at least getting more wrong than you would have if you only did 2. Okay, Brooke is back in studio with her headphones on. You ready?
Yes.
Go, Brooke.
Here we go. Going for win 48.
Are we going to go? Or
Yeah.
like, what's happening, guys?
My thing in this segment
Yeah.
is just awkward pausing.
Okay.
It's kind of my thing right now. See?
All right.
Okay.
Moving forward.
Here we go. Your time starts now. The Washington Huskies football team finished the regular season with a 10-2 record. What is the name of their head coach?
Pass.
What does the A in AT&T stand for?
Pass.
Name the longest river in the United States.
Mississippi.
What is Disney's biggest source of revenue? Theme parks, movies, or TV networks?
TV networks.
At 35 hours a week, which European city has the shortest work week in the world?
France. Paris.
What do you call the type of government in which a country is ruled by a king or a queen?
Parliament. No,
How-
I mean, oh my God, that's so bad. I'm so bad.
Okay.
Monarchy. It's a monarchy.
All right, let's send it on over to the scoreboard and see how you guys did with Jose
You better muzzle him. He's a biter.
Bolaños.
Sarah.
Oh, I just got so nervous.
You had
I think
great
I lost.
pacing. You got a lot of questions in, but you only got 1 correct today.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah,
that
I
was
don't
for
even
you,
know.
Sarah. Brooke,
Okay.
Yeah.
you got the same amount of questions in, and 2 correct.
Oh.
my God.
Eked out a win. Brooke gets her
my
48th
heart
win
was
in a row.
pounding.
You're gonna hit 50 and then 100.
Oh,
Brooke.
my
You're gonna-
heart
this
was
is so
pounding. Sarah,
good.
you did good because that was hard today.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were hard today.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, you did not get the money, but let's go over the answers. The Huskies football team finished the regular season with a 10-2 record. What's the name of their coach? Chris Peterson. What does the A in AT&T stand for? American Telephone and Telegraph. Name the longest river in the United States. Missouri, 2,341 miles. Second is Mississippi. What is Disney's biggest source of revenue? Theme parks, movies, or TV networks? TV networks. They made $23.5 billion on TV.
Wow.
$18.4 billion on parks, $8.5 billion in the movies. At 35 hours a week, which European city has the shortest work week in the world? Paris, of course.
Of course.
They don't even work. Like, they just sit around and drink wine.
Smoke
Oh,
cigarettes.
Yeah.
God, I love them.
What do you
Yeah.
call the type of government in which a country is ruled by a king or a queen? That would be a monarchy.
I didn't get that one, though.
No, we did not
Yeah.
give
No,
you that one.
you didn't get that
Too
one.
late.
Sarah, you didn't win the money, but just for playing today, you got 2 tickets to the Lights of Christmas in Stanwood, okay?
Oh, cool.
Come out. I'll be there tomorrow from 5 to 7.
It's
Come
actually-
it's really cool.
Oh,
fun.
really?
Yeah, come
Yeah.
out some hot cocoa and give me a hug.
They have like over 1 million
Okay.
lights, man.
A lot of lights.
Cool. Yeah,
It's lit.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Brooke.
It really is.
Oh, yeah.
And very well lit at that. All right.
Yeah,
Sarah.
yeah. Wow, you guys are really cool.
Yeah, we are.
Lit.
The coolest. Sarah, thank you for playing. We'll play Winbrooks Bucks same time on Monday.
Moving 92.5.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, no.
Christmassy.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents that my mother gave to me. I just want a femur bone full of tasty bone marrow. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Oh, but in a different kind of way.
Barbecued, baby. Hi, everybody.
Barbecued.
It's Sage Willowbrooke, and I'm having a little cookout in my backyard. If anybody would like to join me,
No,
Christmas
thanks.
time, really?
I am not eating your holiday ham.
you should try my special meatloaf.
Okay.
It's made with secret ingredient.
I bet.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
I put some saffron in it, and maybe a pinch of cilantro.
It's Ron, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a guy named Ron.
All of my friends are going to be there.
Uh-huh.
A guest of honor
If you haven't guessed, his name is Ron.
Oh, okay.
But you're more than welcome to join if
No,
you'd
thank
like.
you.
No?
No.
I'll be seeing you there soon, eventually.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Thank
Not
you for
by
letting
choice.
me sing my song of the week every Friday at this time. And don't forget, Young Jeffrey's song of the week is coming up at 8:10. The loser line is coming up right after this. Merry Christmas holiday.